The coldest air of the season is about to hit the province. A polar vortex will bring bitter wind chills, and that's got organizations stepping up to keep people living on the streets as warm and safe as possible. As Tyreek Reed shows us, that includes an annual effort by Toronto Police.
When I was living in my car, there were some days I would have to choose between eating or putting $20 in my gas tank so I had heat. And 99% of the time, the heat won out.
Raymond Francis says the winter season was the most difficult time for him when he was homeless, and still is for people who are. Because of that, Toronto Police, along with volunteers, are doing their part to keep them warm by packaging and distributing 3,500 winter survival kits.
We see the needs that they have. So understanding that we can do something that can help them get through this winter season, like these kits, is important to us.
The kits include gloves, blankets, sleeping bags, among other essentials. Outreach providers were in line to receive them. It comes ahead of a cold snap that could see temperatures feel like -30 in parts of southern Ontario over the coming days, making the need crucial.
They prevent people from dying during really, really cold weather. So 26 years ago, a gentleman died in a bus shelter, and that's what motivated me when I went down and asked the outreach people, how could I stop this? Nobody should die in a city like Toronto. And they told me, Jody, if the guy had a sleeping bag, he'd be alive.
Now, 26 years later, she says the need has only grown across the province.
Every year, unfortunately, we hope it reduces, but this year we've got asked for 5 times the amount of survival kits that we're able to get out on the streets today.
Kits were immediately handed out to some of Toronto's most vulnerable in preparation for the cold. The City of Toronto says it's added more street outreach workers and temporary spaces in shelters not typically used for sleeping. Both are steps in the right direction to keep people safe, but some say it's still just the Band-Aid.
I look for solutions all day long, and housing is the solution, but until there is no housing, until we have enough housing, then we've committed to getting these kits out in the streets.
It's so imperative that people don't look at us like we're less than human. We are human. We just need help. And everybody thinks it's a handout. It's not. It's a hand up.
2 surge capacity warming centers are now open in the City of Toronto. Officials say they opened early to help bring as many people as possible indoors during the expected extreme cold that's on the way. Tyreek Reed, CBC News, Toronto.